Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming series. I am the Crushinator, and I will be your host for tonight's replay cast between Holowife, Gaming Catgirls, and ProBUs. I've got a Heroic Division matchup later on tonight, and I had the time to pick up an extra, so I decided to take a look yesterday, one of the games that wasn't cast, and I landed on this one. So we'll see how it goes here. As we set up, I'll take you over to the map screen, and let you know about how this series set up. Holowife Gaming Catgirls banned away Braxis Holdout and Alterac Pass. ProBUs banned away Infernal Shrines and Tomb of the Spider Queen for this series. And it was Holowife Gaming Catgirls that chose to go to Dragonshire for map number 1. Now, this is normally the part where I would go to the tail of the tape and let you know about the stats for today's teams, but unfortunately there is a database issue with one of the teams, so I don't have full stats. Shame. But I can tell you that these teams were both in the top set of Division B-SouthEast before this matchup. I believe they were both like second and third place, something like that, so definitely both teams near the top of their division in this matchup. Alright, and that's all the lead up we get. On the replay cast, we don't get the draft, we don't get the waiting around, so let's jump straight into game number 1. It's Holowife Gaming Catgirls versus ProBUs on Dragonshire. Let's get into it. Alright, here we go. Game number 1 on Dragonshire. On the left in the blue, it is the Holowife Gaming Catgirls with Goku on the Chromie. Shamhat is playing Stukov. Sailor Twift is on the Cassia. Cernoble is playing ETC. And Manderno is on the Ragnaros. On the right in the red, we have ProBUs with Irby on the Anduin. 8-Bit is playing Muradin. John Bunyan is on Raynor. Sage is playing Orphea. And Blue Oyster is on the Malthael.
Fight well, heroes.
Here we go. Game number 1 is underway. Muradin looking to stack up those Qs. Chromie looking to stack up the W quest here. Merrick Landon, thank you very much for the follow. Thanks for coming on out. Catch tonight's replay cast. So we see ProBUs dealing with that initial time trap from Chromie. Tanks. Looks like we got an engage from Cernoble. 8-Bit is going to have to retreat down the bottom lane here. Sailor Twift going right in onto Sage. Orphea managing to move on back. Cernoble could be in a little bit of trouble here as the Anduin route does land. Cernoble gets the slide out and manages to survive, so no first blood just yet. And teams are going to start breaking into their lanes. Malthael already setting up for the double soak here versus Shamhat in the mid. Manderno in the top lane, trying to push that wave right into the wall. Sage and Sailor Twift taking a bunch of damage down here in the bottom lane, but no kills as of yet. Chromie's still looking for that first stack on the W quest. Muradin has the 2 stacks of Stormbolts so far as both tanks anchoring. I'm not sure if they know each other's there, but they're just making sure no one's crossing the map. 8-Bit's now been discovered by Cernoble. Jumping into the lane here, Ragnaros could be in some trouble as Blue Oyster going on to Ragnaros with 8-Bit. Rag manages to escape before the damage of ProBUs gets there. So the siege camps will meet in the bottom lane as our first objective comes online. Just making sure I was fully zoomed out. I thought I wasn't for a moment. Ooh, John Bunyan gets slid on by Cernoble. The follow-up from Shamhat brings Raynor down to about half health here. It looks like Ragnaros is going to control the top shrine for now as Malthael continuing the double soak rotation. That's going to give Holowife Gaming Catgirls a possible chance at an early dragon, as 8-Bit's having trouble getting onto this point. Looks like Ragnaros and Orphea are going to be working on Malthael in the mid lane. We're going to check on that. Blue Oyster trying to back away from Rag and Goku. Muradin actually going down in the bottom lane, so Holowife Gaming Catgirls, they get the kill in the bottom lane, and they do manage to push away Blue Oyster. Picking up another kill versus Orphea in the bottom lane, and this is an explosive early game here for Holowife Gaming Catgirls as we see the dragon going down the back entrance here in the top lane. An interesting little bit of strategy here coming out from Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Generally, the top lane is pretty well ignored through most of the game here on Dragonshire, but this early dragon is so weak that just trying to get a bit of damage, get that well taken out, could be an interesting value proposition here. It's very nicely done by Holowife Gaming Catgirls as we see ProBUs trying to advance, trying to get a counter pick here. Root is good onto ETC. Sailor Twift now getting body blocked by 8-Bit. See if Sage and Irby can step up and get some damage onto the Cassia here, but getting very healed up. Still at full health as 8-Bit has to help Dwarf Toss right on out of there. Now Sage in a little bit of trouble as Sailor Twift is just moving forward with impunity onto the back line. Chromie actually taken out in the top lane by Raynor while the action continues down here. Irby throws out the Leap of Faith to save Orphea. And John Bunyan picking up that kill in the top lane. Very nicely done by Raynor. This is where I wish I had some sort of secret instant replay technology. Maybe I'll talk to the CCL folks, figure out what they're doing. John Bunyan picks up the Bruiser Camp. First Bruiser Camp of the game here for ProBUs. Gonna be pushing down that top lane. Malthael gonna aid that big push. Ragnaros gonna be caught by Blue Oyster on the rotation here. Goku coming up as well to try to ward away the Reaper of Souls. It looks like Chromie will be here to help clear away this camp. The rest of ProBUs working on this bottom Bruiser camp as well, getting some good macro pressure onto the map here. Holowife Gaming Catgirls are going to go ahead onto the left side Siege camp. Cernoble saw that no one was on the right side Siege for now. We're going to see John Bunyan start that up. And with bottom Bruiser camp taken, ProBUs is going to start moving over, make sure that they can capture that Siege and push this bottom lane. Holowife Gaming Catgirls picking up their own Siege camp and moving out to defend this bottom lane. Clear away this Bruiser camp. Checking back in on the top lane. Looks like our solo laners are nice and healthy and happy. Goku could be in some trouble here as 8-Bit and Sage are here on the rotation. The Unstoppable is out. Puts out the Slowing Sands, but jukes the wrong direction, and Chromie is taken down. Nice pickup there for ProBUs as they move back down to the bottom lane. Shrine's activating in a few seconds here. Blue Oyster is being pushed back by Moderno. Both teams waiting for heroics, so we will not see a last rites just yet. Oh, this could be a battle to the death. Oh, looks like Ragnaros is able to get on out of there. John Bunyan moving up to try to push back Cassia in the mid lane as level 10s have arrived for ProBUs. But right on their heels, Holowife Gaming Catgirls have heroics of their own. Orphea looking for a quick Dragonite, but Sailor Twift is there for the interrupt. Checking back in on the top lane. See Blue Oyster trying to get in range of Moderno. There's the last rites, and Manderno is taken down. Orphea down in the mid lane, so it's a 1-for-1 across the map here. And the action is continuous. There's the stun onto Stukov. John Bunyan trying to move on up. We finally have a break in the action. Holowife Gaming Catgirls Ultimates. We do have the Slowing Sands. It is the Lava Wave coming out from Ragnaros. Massive Shove, Ball Lightning, and Stage Dive from ETC. Looks like the bottom lane we have Malthael has moved down to the bottom. This could be trouble for Blue Oyster. Sailor Twift and Shamhat putting out a lot of damage against Malthael. Looks like they will survive for now. Cernoble and 8-Bit coming on down. There's the slide onto Anduin with the follow-up silence. Shamhat in some trouble into the backline though. Sage picking off Stukov there, looking for the kill onto Cassia. Cassia's gonna go down. There's the Slowing Sands. Goku trying to turn this fight. Cernoble pushes on through a Blue Oyster with a fantastic warp to get on the other side to safety. Light Bomb catches ETC. One more auto attack, and there it is. ETC is down. So that's 3 kills recorded for ProBUs. Very nicely done. Checking in on the ults for ProBUs, we see the Avatar, the Last Rites, Light Bomb, Crushing Jaws, and Rainer's Raider. So no Hyperion to help that push. Gonna help just try to get some extra damage onto Chromie and Stukov in the back line and force some discomfort, not being able to just sit there for free. Ragnaros taken out in the top lane. Chernobyl committing the stage dive, but not there in time to save from Blue Oyster. Here's the Unstoppable to shed the Stukov slow. Crushing Jaws is out, but only zones. Sage trying to get away in the backline. Chernobyl almost connecting with the stun. 8-Bit could be in trouble, but there's Irby with the save. See those Dragon's Breaths being very nicely dodged by ProBUs. And they're up 13 to 12. We could see them force a fight here as Rainer's making their way back to the battlefield. Both teams just going to go ahead and work on their bruiser camps. That's going to be Sailor Twift in the bottom lane, pushing this dragon over to a possible blue capture. Chernobyl just waiting, warding in lane. Blue Oyster and Sage going to turn over that top altar. Ragnaros could be in some trouble here as both Sage and Blue Oyster are here. Rag moving towards the wall. 8-Bit gets the jump. Trying to use some of those shields. It looks like Manderna will manage to escape. Brings out the lava wave just in case. And nicely done by Manderno to avoid the gank. Now Chromie could be in some trouble. Looks like 8-Bit is just passing through. Going to head straight down to the bottom lane here. ProBUs going to clear away this siege camp. 8-Bit trying to take back the bottom altar. Chromie actually taken out in the mid lane by Orphea. Another solo pickoff by ProBUs. Here comes Sage on the flank once again. Gets the damage onto Chernobyl. 8-Bit going right in. Cannot land the Stormbolt. Shamhat is there with the silence. Light Bomb coming out, catching 2 members of Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Shamhat cannot get away. Murd and Stormbolt connects for the killing blow. And ProBUs are taking big control of this game. 9 kills to 4. John Bunyan turns the bottom altar over to the side of ProBUs. Gonna see Malthael head to the top lane and see if they can get a red Dragon Knight as they approach level 16. Orphea working on Rag in the mid lane here. Goku coming on up to try to tilt this fight. You see Rainer tap that altar. Sage has to move back. Manderno and Goku putting out a lot of damage onto Orphea. Tank stuck in the bottom lane trying to ward away. Here comes Blue Oyster. It's a 4v3 in the mid. Shamhat trying to catch up here. John Bunyan looking for the capture. And we'll get it. We're going to have a red Dragon Knight along with level 16, and it's going to head down to the bottom lane here. 8-Bit trying to catch up this lane before the dragon gets here. And ProBUs wants this bottom fort. This is the win condition here on Dragonshire. You set up the bottom lane when you get the opportunity. You either go straight to core or you set up a triple camp push. And to do that, you need this fort down for sure to get that space. Dragon Knight, a little bit tentative. The full defense is here for Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Well is taken down, but it looks like the dragon will not be able to commit to the fort. So they get the wall, they get the well, and it looks like that could be about it here. The wave clear from Holowife Gaming Catgirls is just too strong and force ProBUs to move back. Dragon's just going to have to wait the 15 seconds to expire here. Putting out some breaths, clearing some waves, and will expire shortly. Chromie scouting out 8-Bit in that bush. And there goes the Dragon Knight. That's going to return the camps to the map here. Looking for a rotation. Chernobyl will be on the backside here, looking for the slide onto Sage, but will not find it. Light Bomb comes out onto Sage and is going to stun 3. So Manderno is really stuck in there trying to heal up with those Qs, but Ragnaros is going to go down. And ProBUs picks up another kill onto the members of Holowife Gaming Catgirls. They're really starting to come out ahead on these team fights, and it shows in the experience. Almost an extra 5,500 experience, and they're ahead on the mercenaries, they're ahead on the minions. ProBUs doing very, very well. They're going to have a big lead on the race to level 20 here. But neither team has taken down a structure yet. So while they have the opportunity to create an advantage, they have not actually exercised that advantage so far. Go ahead and take the bottom bruiser camp. Blue Oyster on the Malthael taking the right side bruiser. John Bunyan picking up the right side siege. Looks like this bruiser camp is just simply going to be cleared away by the members of Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Right side siege is picked up, left side siege still 2 minutes away. 8-Bit looking for the engage here. Chernobyl with a very nice pushback. Peeling for Shamhat. Malthael moving around the map here, sees Manderno on the camp. This could be trouble as the last rites is going to come out onto Ragnaros and take them down. Goku manages to actually pick up the camp as Blue Oyster was on the wrong side of things, but does pick up the kill onto Chromie, so that's a double kill for the ProBUs solo laner. This could be trouble as ETC is going to fall as well, and ProBUs now with a divided triple kill. Looking for a quick dragon here. Malthael already in the top lane. Anduin capping the bottom altar. And Sage is going to go ahead and pick up a very quick Dragon Knight for the red team. Looks like they're going to try their luck again here in the bottom lane. Looks like the lava wave of Ragnaros clearing that out, so this will have to be an unaided push. But this late in the game, approaching level 20, this dragon can actually absolutely shred through some buildings. There's the level 20. And ProBUs are looking to create maximum damage here as they move onto this bottom keep wall. Chromie dishing out the damage from safety, putting the slowing sands up. Dragonite is going to get the wall here. Already down below half health. Gets the kick onto Chernobyl, but this Dragonite is being absolutely shredded, and Sage is going to get popped on out of there. ProBUs is going to be forced to move back. So the siege and the anti-push coming in from Chromie and Ragnaros are making things really difficult for ProBUs in the siege department. Blue Oyster moving on up here, getting some damage put into them by Goku. We do see that piercing sands on 18 for Chromie. So that's going to do nothing but help with these sieging defenses. Ragnaros sees John Bunyan coming and will retreat behind the safety of the wall. That was looking like another ProBUs gank there. Goku scouting the bush. Now we're going to see Holowife Gaming Catgirls just playing it safe, playing it easy. Waiting for their opportunity. They don't want to get into an ill-advised fight, as they do not have their level 20 yet. 8-Bit does not commit to the invade. Left side siege is going to go over to Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Both tanks just trying to keep an eye on the mid lane here. Keep an eye on the rotations. Blue Oyster in the top lane, trying to get a little bit of siege onto that top wall, but has to be very, very careful of the rotations of Holowife Gaming Catgirls as they move up to the top lane here.
Power gathers within the shrine.
Shrines are activating.
And become the new Dragon Knight.
ProBUs starting to move up. Shamhat and Chernobyl have the vision covered. Sage could be in some trouble here, walking towards the bush. There's the face melt. Damage is coming out from Chromie. Goku moving around, trying to use that time trap and slowing sands on the back line. Shamhat trying to stay alive, but gets hit by the light bomb. Stukov's going to go down. Here comes the lava wave as Cassia is taken out. Orphea counter-killed here, so 2 for 1 so far for ProBUs. The remainder of Holowife Gaming Catgirls gets behind the wall. And we'll see whether ProBUs can get themselves yet another late-game Dragon Knight. Irby could be in some trouble here. Chernobyl looking for a slide, but the speedy King of Stormwind will manage to get away here. Both altars captured for the red team. ProBUs going to be looking to take this dragon, but Goku is set up to try to interrupt this. Still 20 seconds till we see Cassia and Stukov back on the battlefield. Blue Oyster, right in the thick of things, manages to slide on out of there. The Dragonite is picked up. It looks like it's going to be moving through the mid lane here. Blue Oyster's way onto the back line. 8-Bit trying to get the final hit onto Goku. Chromie manages to wiggle away here. Manderno turning into a fort to try to halt the advance of ProBUs. There's the light bomb onto 8-Bit, but will not land onto any members of Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Manderno manages to get behind the wall. And it's going to be a full defense here. Actually, 5v4 for the defenders as Orpheus a little bit behind. The stun and slow onto 8-Bit. Arden's going to go down here. Dragonite trying to get a last breath onto the building, but it's going to be a long walk for John Bunyan. There's the stage dive. Raynor taken out. So Holowife Gaming Catgirls with the double kill. They're looking for Blue Oyster as well. Chernobyl doesn't have the slide just yet. Malthiel looks like they're going to scoot on out of there. Sage may not be so lucky, trying to go 1-for-1 with Shamhat. But Orphea will go down. That's an ultimate triple kill for Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Let's see what they can do with this advantage. They're going to start setting up the bottom lane. They're going to go ahead and grab this bruiser camp and can start this siege to try to get their first building of the game. Two remaining members of ProBUs going to try to do a little bit of macro while they can. Both bruiser camps taken, one pushing top, one pushing bottom. Holowife Gaming Catgirls, are they going to continue the push? It looks like Goku is up there on top of the wall, using those piercing sands to try to ward away any defenders. There's the lava wave top to try to help deal with the camp. And bottom keep wall is already shredded. Raynor now back onto the battlefield, but it's still 15 seconds till Orphea gets here. And it looks like this keep is going to go down. A very, very effective push here by Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Chernobyl still forward. And their first push onto structures of the game completely clears out the bottom lane. Chernobyl waiting for any sort of invasion. They steal away the siege camp. Shrines activating in 20 seconds here. And all of a sudden, Holowife Gaming Catgirls are absolutely back in this game. Their next big team fight, they can go straight to core. With bottom lane opened up. But ProBUs, all they've got to do is surge through one keep. And at the 20-minute mark here, the death timers are so long that they could potentially go core as well.
Claim vengeance for my family.
ProBUs going to maintain control of the bottom lane here. Holowife Gaming Catgirls working on the top lane. And now is when it gets tense here on Dragonshire. Who's going to face check first? Who's going to be caught out on the rotation? Chernobyl sees Blue Oyster. Nice scout there by Malthiel. The slide is good. Manages to avoid the crushing jaws. Manderno and Goku going through the top lane. The light bomb catches too. There's the counter silence though. This could be big trouble. Murden is taken out. Could not get out of the silence. Chernobyl manages to slide onto Sage, but there's the counter kill onto Cassia. So it's a 1-for-1, 1-for-2. Chromie gonna go down here. Malthiel did go down, but used the buyback. It is returning to the battlefield. So getting the trade onto Chromie and then using that level 20 talent. The no one can stop death. So that's going to mean ProBUs has a player advantage. Chernobyl uses the stage dive to get to the bottom lane and will stop the Dragon Knight capture. Very nice job by Chernobyl getting there just in time, but Blue Oyster, the massive shove is up, and it looks like that's going to be enough for Shamhat to get away, unless the Crushing Jaws comes out, maybe? Ooh, Shamhat going down to half health. Chernobyl putting the fear into Sage, forcing Orphea to back up here. Blue Oyster in the bottom lane trying to secure a dragon for ProBUs. Cassia just now coming back onto the battlefield. 5 seconds for Chromie. Manderno looking for an interrupt. but is forced back. It's going to be ProBUs Dragon Knight here. And it looks like they're going to go for the bottom lane. They will not have any minion pressure here. Their minion wave is stuck behind these 3 catapults in the bottom lane. So this could be a difficult push as we still have a full health keep for this Dragon Knight to go through. There's the lava wave. Ragnaros is going to stall this engage some more. Dragon Knight already taken down to 30% health here. Silence onto Malthael in the background. And this keeps still over 50% health, and this dragon is going to be absolutely denied here. And Orphea getting fully blown up. This could be trouble. The stage dive catches John Bunyan. The kill is good onto Raynor. Holowife Gaming Catgirls are turning this thing around. 8-Bit manages to evade the slide of Sir Noble. Shamhat moving up. Pops the avatar, trying to ward away Holowife Gaming Catgirls away from Malthael and Anduin. Holowife Gaming Catgirls stop the chase. Core down to 46%. Those 3 catapults just never stopped pushing. And it looks like Holowife Gaming Catgirls is gonna pick up game number 1. Very nicely done. Great turn. GG. Hello and welcome back. We're getting set up for game number 2 here. Holowife Gaming Catgirls versus ProBUs. Holowife Gaming Catgirls striking first there on Dragonshire. The long, hard-fought battle. ProBUs kind of had their number throughout the game there, but one good team fight open up bottom lane and another great defense to finish off the core. Very nicely done by HGC. Before we jump into the game, let's head over to the map screen and remind you of the state of this series. Braxis Holdout, Alterac Pass, Infernal Shrines, and Tomb of the Spider Queen have been banned away for this series. Dragonshire was chosen and won by Holowife Gaming Catgirls, and now Holowife Gaming Catgirls is taking us to Towers of Doom for game number 2. Alright, the preamble is done. The replay is loaded. Let's get ready. Holowife Gaming Catgirls versus ProBUs game number 2 on Towers of Doom. Here we go. Alrighty, loading on in here to game number 2 on Towers of Doom. On the left in the blue, we have Holowife Gaming Catgirls with Goku on the Tychus. Shamhat is back on the Sudukov. Sailor Twift back on the Cassia. Manderno is playing Leoric, and Sir Noble is on the Mei. On the right in the red, we have ProBUs with Sage on the Raynor. Blue Oyster is playing Dahaka. 8-Bit is on the Diablo. Irby on the Deckard. And John Bunyan is playing Tassadar. Here we go. Game number 2, Towers of Doom, is underway. Dahaka building into speed on level 1. Leoric still thinking about it. We're going to see Tassadar stacking up those Qs on level 1 as well, as Leoric has already gone to the top lane, trying to deny some early stacks here. Is Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Leo does end up going for the Fealty unto Death on 1, gaining mana back from these minions killed. Not a bad idea, considering the double soak nature of Towers of Doom. Leo can definitely get ahead on the double soak versus Dahaka. Dahaka obviously cannot mount, doesn't really want to be burning any burrows or simply rotating between lanes here. Sir Noble, stunned and rooted, forcing out the unstoppable ice block. John Bunyan peeling for 8-Bit with that force wall. And both teams kind of wanting to move back onto their camps as of now. We're going to see them do that. Shamhat and Goku on the left. John Bunyan and Sage on the right, going to pick up these sappers. That's going to allow Sailor Twift to leak away and just clear away this mid lane, trying to further get ahead on this macro. Is Holowife Gaming Catgirls. 8-Bit is going to surge across the map here. Sir Noble dropping the Blizzard is going to stun Diablo and be there for long enough. Oh, the silence from Stukov is out. And 8-Bit is actually going to be taken down here. Very nicely placed by Shamhat. And Holowife Gaming Catgirls draws first blood. Leo does find the Neil Peasants on 4, so that's going to start putting Dahaka at a little bit of a disadvantage on these rotations. And now nearly a full level ahead are the Holowife Gaming Catgirls, approaching level 5 as ProBUs approaches level 4. Bottom wall being sieged down here by HGC. They grab the gate, they grab one tower before they're forced to back off here. Blue Oyster just trying to put as much damage onto Leo as possible here in the top lane. The Holowife Gaming Catgirls doing a great job of releasing someone to the middle lane to catch that XP. And that's causing this huge experience advantage so far. Over 2,000, about 2,000 minions ahead in terms of experience. Not 2,000 minions. 2,000 experience via minion XP, I should say. Manderno keeping an eye on Blue Oyster here in the top lane. Not going to do the standard solo lane trade as Goku actually grabbing the left-hand side. So that's going to give ProBUs an opportunity for a 4v3 down here on the bottom altar. One interrupt with the Q of Cassia is there. Leo going to be duking it out with Dahaka on the right-hand side as Tychus comes on down to try to force Sage back. Sir Noble ices onto Raynor. The big silence is out. Goku going for the cap, will not get it. Checking in quickly up here, it looks like Dahaka's getting the better of that exchange for the time being, forcing Leo to use the Wraith Walk to get on out of there. Shamhat trying to channel this bottom altar. The Deckard route will not land in time. Blue Oyster chasing Manderno all the way back to the wall, and that's going to bring Goku up to the top lane here. And that's going to allow the rest of Holowife Gaming Catgirls to get onto this right side altar. Level 7 is here. Sir Noble, the icing is denied, and the follow-up drag from Blue Oyster is fantastic. Sir Noble really caught in the back line here. Speaking of caught in the back line, Diablo is taken out by Holowife Gaming Catgirls, and Goku is going for the triple cap on objective number 1, and there it is. 40 shots to 28. Not one that we normally see here on Towers of Doom. Very, very nicely played. The rotations from Holowife Gaming Catgirls have been fantastic. Taking advantage of that Leo wave clear, always leaking someone up from the bottom lane to the mid to try to help out with those minion gaps. And it shows right now in the experience. Sir Noble thinking about moving on to this camp. 8-Bit making themselves known in this bush. Looks like both teams just going to move on back. We'll see whether ProBUs wants to move across the map here. 8-Bit is thinking about it. Sees Sir Noble. Gets dismounted a little bit there. Looks like ProBUs is just going to stick to the lane and allow the capture here from Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Dahaka could be in some trouble here as Goku moving on up, but the stealth means that Goku cannot start, has to use the grenade to reveal the stealth. Sir Noble on the wrong side of a force wall here, could be in some trouble, flipped over by 8-Bit, but here comes Goku and Manderno onto the back line. John Bunyan being mowed down and Tassadar is taken out. Blue Oyster burrowing into the bottom lane, but could be a little bit too late as Raynor taken out as well, and that's the back line of ProBUs taken away here. We're going to see these sappers try to move onto this bottom fort. All three are going to connect, and it looks like Holowife Gaming Catgirls are going to get bottom fort, and they're also going to get level 10 here, as we have a single altar spawn in the bottom lane. Checking in on the ults, we have the Draken Laser Drill along with the Entomb, Ice Wall, Ball Lightning, and Stukov still considering what the options are. Sailor Twift trying to clear away this minion wave. This bottom tower is not attackable just yet. There's the Ice Wall trying to cut off the retreat, but there's enough room for Sage and John Bunyan to get it by. Chernobyl goes on to Irby, and the Ball Lightning is enough to convert the kill. Deckard Cain is taken out. And this is where the big defense from Holowife Gaming Catgirls begins. They're just going to try to hold this position in the bottom lane. Try to keep the wave cleared, and try to keep ProBUs stuck in that kill zone. Tychus moving up onto Blue Oyster there. The drag stun is good, along with the burrow. Looks like Blue Oyster will manage to get away. Defense continuing here. Leo gonna try to cut off the rotation of Dahaka. Try to get some damage onto this top wall. Now it does mean ProBUs has a 4v3 down here. The root is good onto Sir Noble. And it looks like the Hyperion from Raynor is probably going to be enough to secure this bottom tower for ProBUs. Very nice push there. Goku getting dragged again by Blue Oyster. The rest of Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Oh, they're feigned moving to the mid lane. Irby is going to scout out that bush. Very nicely done. Sir Noble flipped over by 8-Bit. There's the Force Wall, forcing out the Ice Block. Apocalypse catches 3 in the back line. ProBUs could be turning this thing around. Sir Noble goes in. The Entomb whiffs. Blue Oyster on the back line uses the Burrow and the Essence to try to stay alive, and will do so. Leoric is taken out. 8-Bit manages to move back onto the point and take this back for ProBUs. Sir Noble manages to ice on out of there. Looks like ProBUs is going to have the kill and get set up for this altar phase. Single altar in the bottom lane. The taps are in though. Leo is about to be back on the battlefield and make this an even fight. Goku has the interrupt. And all of a sudden we're 5-on-5 once again. Manderno in the back line, trying to get some damage onto Sage. Dahaka popping on up, and that stealth is doing wonders so far this game in terms of Blue Oyster being able to stay alive. Speaking of stay alive, 8-Bit turning things around here. Chernobyl trying to get behind the wall. There's the Gladiator's Medallion from Blue Oyster. Shamhat is down. So ProBUs get the kill. They get their first altar of the game, and they're going to try to siege down the bottom lane here. Manderno caught trying to mount up. The stun is good, and that's another kill. Leo taken down. ProBUs moving on to the Sapper camp of Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Going to go ahead and steal that away. So we see Goku just getting some pressure in the top lane, finding level 13 for Holowife Gaming Catgirls. But ProBUs has the Sappers, they have the wave clear in the bottom lane, and we'll see how far they can go. Hyperion is committed here. Leo back on the battlefield. Fort, oh, it's going to be close with that Yamato shot. Fort almost taken down here by ProBUs. Sage is caught in the Entomb, and Manderno moving forward. There's the counter Apocalypse, is going to stun one. Ice Wall comes out, cutting off Sage. John Bunyan trying to stay in the background is stunned by that blizzard. Stay a while and listen catches 2, but is immediately woken up. May staying alive here, 8-Bit and Blue Oyster just sustaining. Goku trying to get away, will get away. So ProBUs picks up the kill onto Cassia, and they're going to go ahead and claim this bottom fort. Just in time for this double altar phase. Very nicely done. Manderno trying to get away from Blue Oyster here. The speedy dinosaur will have to back off. This could be... oh, the slow is good onto Dahaka. The stasis. Silence coming out. Oh, a great bump back from Goku will secure the kill onto Blue Oyster. All of a sudden, ProBUs having to move off this point. Manderno in the back line. Oh, actually gets shoved through the wall here. The interrupt is good. Irby on the wrong side of things. Deckard caught in the Entomb. The silence from Stukov is good. And that's Deckard Cain down. 2 kills here for Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Sage is on the retreat. Manderno! Oh, Goku load just enough. Sage is going to get on out of there. So that's 3 more shots onto the core of ProBUs. Looks like Holowife Gaming Catgirls is going to go for the Sapper Camp steal. 10 seconds until Deckard is back on the field. Looks like they are just going to move back and try to take this bottom tower back. Looks like they will be able to do so with ease. Bottom tower retaken by Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Manderno just trying to rotate onto the lanes of Blue Oyster here. Left side camp is up and available. 8-bit is coming in. Tries to find Sailor Twift. Force wall catches Chernobyl. May uses the icing to avoid the Deckard route. And a successful invade here. Down 15 to 16. But ProBUs manages to bully their way onto this camp. It looks like our next altar phase will be the triple altar phase. Despite ProBUs looking a little better in the late game, they're still behind on experience and they're still down. What is that? 19 shots on their core. Manderno moving on up with that empowered Wraith Walk. Looks like Cassia going to try to get the bottom altar. Shamhat keeping an eye on the left side. Cassia just taking the opportunity to move straight onto this fort. Right now, ProBUs has to make a choice. Looks like they're going to trade the top, at least for now. Dahaka is going to come on down to the bottom side. The trade is good on the top side. Cassia and Dahaka are going to battle it out on the bottom side as the teams stream on in. Blue Oyster is revealed. Shamhat is peeled away by 8-bit. That's a lot of trouble for Tychus. The silence is good. Apocalypse, Shamhat's got almost nowhere to go. But somehow Raynor, Dahaka, and Diablo take it out in unison there. Could this be a quad? Oh, Irby sleeps 4. Is Deckard gonna get away here? Bumped back by the grenade? No, will not be able to get away. That's a full team wipe. Diablo's souls are reset, but the Holowife Gaming Catgirls somehow turn that fight. Things were looking real grim. They got absolutely pushed onto, but the damage coming out from Sailor Twift and from Goku, just too much here. Bottom fort has been captured. Chernobyl and Goku working on the top fort here, looking for a possible 6 cap. Bottom fort cannot be targeted. Sapper Camp picked up by Shamhat and Sailor Twift. Goku and Chernobyl working on this mid fort. Leo working on the top. Dahaka's back on the battlefield. The entirety of ProBUs is here. Mid fort is destroyed. Top fort will be abandoned by Manderno. And it looks like ProBUs will manage to take back the bottom tower. A stack of abilities. Oh, the burrowing, the tunneling claws cannot get through the entomb. And that's Dahaka down. That's the top fort down. And ProBUs only has this bottom fort to their name. This double altar phase could be game, can still be game, even if ProBUs takes back this mid fort. As they only have 9 shots left on their core. A quick boss means that, oh, Holowife Gaming Catgirls only needs 1 of these altars, unless ProBUs can take back this top tower very quickly here. Looks like they don't think they can do it in time. They're going to have to move across the map and contend onto both of these altars. There's the Blizzard onto the backline. 8-bit going right in, but getting separated from the team. Diablo first to fall. The Silence Entomb onto the backline is going to take out Raynor. Irby is going to follow. And Manderno is going to move onto this back altar and pick up the final shots. John Bunyan being chased. The silence is good. The kill is there. And there go the shots. Holowife Gaming Catgirls surge their way to victory and get the 2-0 in this series. GG. Alrighty, well, that's going to do it. Holowife Gaming Catgirls. Very even in game number 1, managed to surge back with a fantastic defense and then putting on a clinic there on Towers of Doom, just moving around the map. Fantastic rotations from the Leoric, and Cassia and Tychus helping out with the mid lane. The macro pressure just too much to handle, and a very nice 2-0 victory. That is it.